Well, good afternoon, Arkansas. This is Chief Forecaster coming back in once again here to give you guys a quick weather video on what to expect as we get towards later this afternoon and into this evening, and kind of a look of what the radar looks like at this current time here. Okay, so first and foremost, thank you guys for the happy birthday wishes. It really means a lot. Secondly, we have a couple of strong storms going on right now here. None of this activity is severe. Still a little bit early for that, but we do have some thunderstorms that are developing at this point. So let's take a look just as a whole across the state. You're looking at this map, you're probably going to get confused. You're probably going to be like, what in the world is all those colors, etc. So right now, you're looking at just general radar with the showers, thunderstorms, and then you're looking at this severe thunderstorm field. You're looking at how much energy we have in the atmosphere for these storms to use, and we've got a good amount in place, especially across central and southern Arkansas. Obviously, the further north you go, the instability starts to drop off a little bit, but still sufficient for at least the potential of seeing some severe weather as we get into it later today. Now, a couple of things. Number one, we've got a 3 p.m. update coming from Storm Prediction Center. I don't know if they're going to change anything. If they don't, that's all fine. I do believe there needs to be some changes, given that what we're seeing right now with the Futurecast. But we'll address that coming up here in just a little bit, okay? So let's take a look at a couple of things here. First and foremost, we've got a couple of storms moving towards the Batesville area, towards Independence County right now. None of this activity is severe. It's going to be loud. It's going to sound severe, but folks, you got to trust us. If there's not a warning, it's not severe, okay? And then we've got this other cell down here that's just north of Hot Springs, just to the west and southwest of Conway. Once again, not severe. We're going to continue to monitor it. But right now, just a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of shower, thunderstorm activity across the board, and some lightning with these storms as well. And there could be some small hail in here as well. That's just north of Hot Springs, but nothing severe at this current time here, okay? But the biggest thing I want to show you guys is this little band that's setting up pretty much right through here. That's what we call a confluence band, and that needs to be watched later on, because along these confluence bands, you can get localized southeast winds along the confluence band. And if you get a storm to latch on to it, you can obviously get a tornadic cell. You can get a cell that can produce damaging winds, large hail. So something that we'll monitor later on, like I mentioned before, this is not going to be a March 31st 2.0. This is not going to be a tornado outbreak. This is not going to be a severe weather outbreak. We don't scream that here at Arkansas Weather Watchers. We just tell you guys that, you know, the potential's there. You know, is it likely? Is it possible? That's what we tell you. We don't scream out the outbreak wording, because obviously this is not going to be an outbreak. But I wanted to show you guys this, and this is going to be something that we're going to have to monitor later on this evening and into tonight. So I want to go over broad timing, and then I want to kind of break down Futurecast for you guys. And this is just looking at the broad timing. So give me just 1 second. Let me move my show over here. And this is a look at the timing map at this point. Now, this hasn't changed from this morning. Still 3 p.m. till 9. We got a special weather statement for Perry County here. And that's going to go for Perry, Garland, Saline, and Pulaski counties until about, I believe, 3:15, 40-mile-per-hour winds, and I wish an inch, a quarter, and almost an inch of hail. So it's borderline severe thunderstorm warning. But like I said before, that's something that we're going to have to monitor. I was wondering when they were going to put a statement on that one, because it's starting to look pretty decent. So right now the timing is going to be 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. across the area here. This has not changed from earlier. This still remains the same. 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. is going to be your timing across the board. What I'm doing right now is I'm getting Futurecast up so you guys kind of see on why I'm concerned about later on this afternoon and into this evening here, okay? So if you give me just 1 second, let me get this loaded up, and you're going to be good. Okay, so while that's going, let's talk about the timing over here, okay? So 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. from Mount Home to Little Rock, Cabot, Conway, Russellville, Searcy, over towards Batesville, down towards Arkadelphia, along I-30, El Dorado, Magnolia. I know there's areas that are not in this severe weather risk. Can we make this perfectly clear? This timing map is not for just severe thunderstorms. It's for every type of thunderstorm. That's general thunderstorms, that's severe thunderstorms, strong thunderstorms. It's for everything. This is just when can you expect thunderstorms in your area. It's not just for severe weather. So you may not be in the risk, but you could still see severe weather as we get into later this afternoon and into tonight. Western Arkansas, I'm pretty certain you're not going to see much out there because the dry line is going to move its way into Arkansas as we move into later on this afternoon here, okay? Further to the east, that's where your timing is going to be later, looking like after 5 o'clock, going to about 11 o'clock this evening here, okay? So let's take a look at the Futurecast for just a moment, if you give me just 1 second, and we're going to take a look at this, okay? So it's not doing too shabby right now. You guys know full well I don't like using data, but a lot of people kind of find comfort in taking, looking at hour by hour instead of looking at the broad timing. But please take this with a grain of salt because this is going to change on you. This is why I don't like going hour by hour because it's going to change. But this kind of gives you an idea on what to look for. So about 4 o'clock, we've got some scattered showers and storms. Some of these storms, you can see those little kidney bean shapes. You have to watch them. Main threat's going to be damaging winds, large hail, and the potential of an isolated tornado or two. We're going to continue to monitor that very closely. You can see by 6 o'clock, a lot more activity across central Arkansas and across eastern Arkansas here. Some of these storms could be severe. Main threat, like I said, damaging winds, large hail. I cannot throw away that tornado potential. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll let you guys know. You guys know full well if we have any tornado potentials. We'll be live on Facebook. We're also going to be live on YouTube as well. Okay, so about 7 o'clock, 8, you can see good amount of showers, thunderstorms across northeastern Arkansas, down into the Delta region. That's Pine Bluff, over towards Little Rock, Arkadelphia, along I-30. Some of these cells, like I mentioned before, are going to have to be watched for the tornado potential. I'm not screaming outbreak, but something that we're going to have to monitor as we get into later this afternoon and into the night. Let's take this out a little bit further, and you can see by the time we get towards midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, this activity starts to push away, and we start focusing on the next threat, which is going to be on Thursday. So we continue to keep you guys updated. We're your source for all things Arkansas weather.